it's me again. Little Miss Grosser, Alison. Hi. I just thought I'd take you through the first part of my standard box VHS collection in my room. I'll go through the first 10 and then I will do a video on the second 10 because I don't want them falling all over the place like the DVDs did. Sorry about that. It's me being clumsy. Anyway, here we go. My first standard box is Aliens. This is actually the first film I saw in the Alien franchise when I was about 11 or 12. And amazingly, it didn't scare the crap out of me because I was scared of me and Shadow when I was younger. But there was just something about Aliens that I really, really enjoyed and still enjoyed to this day. There was a couple of bits that made me jump a bit, but that was the worst, really. I just thought the film was really, really cool. Then, just as I turned the age that I watched this at, Alien 3 came out with Brian Glover. And although it's not the best in the franchise, I do still enjoy that. And I really wanted to see it at the pictures when it came out. But I was like 11 or 12, something like that. And the film was an 18, so that was a no-go. Anyway, I digress. That's Aliens Special Edition. Next up we have Angel Heart, which I first saw when I was about 15 or 16 on Channel 4, and then completely forgot the name of it for years. Then when I did my first year at college doing performing arts, one of my tutors mentioned it, and I thought, I have seen that film. I rewatched it again, and it is now in my collection, and I love it. It is about a private detective called, Harry Angel. I forgot his first name for a minute there. And he gets roped into a job for a client called Louis Cypher. And I will not say any more because it will completely and utterly ruin the film. And I don't want to do that for anybody who's not seen it. So, there we go. Now, for my absolute favourite John Carpenter film in the entire world, I love They Live, and I have a copy of that signed by Roddy Piper in my collection downstairs. But again, I digress. This is my absolute favourite John Carpenter film. And I saw this about the same age as I saw Aliens. I think maybe a little bit older. Again, it was on Channel 4. I saw it on Precinct 13. Basically, Precinct is about to be closed down and it gets overtaken by criminals while there are policemen and sort of band of misfit other criminals, and they get fighting against the real bad guys. There's a really shocking scene at the beginning. If you know, you know. If you've not seen it, I won't spoil it for you. That is that. Two action classics here, starring two of my favourite film stars. We have got Blind Fury, starring Rutger Hauer, which again I first saw when I was about 11 while I was on holiday in Great Yarmouth, and the woman who owned the B&B had a massive crush on Rutger Hauer, and that's how I ended up seeing that. It's about a blind swordsman who goes to rescue his friend from a bunch of unscrupulous people in Las Vegas while taking the friend's son with him. It's a really good film, but again, I won't say anything else because I don't want to spoil it. Although the scene where Rutger Hauer is driving the van is really funny. I absolutely love that scene. It makes me chuckle every time. And it's on a double feature with another favourite film star of mine, Dolph Lundgren as Frank Castle in The Punisher. The bad guy in this version isn't quite as slimy or as sleazy as John Travolta in the Thomas Jane version, but it's still a really good watch, and I always thoroughly enjoy watching it. That's that one. Or an 80s classic now that my friend very, very kindly donated to me. It is The Blues Brothers, starring one of my film crushes, Dan Aykroyd, who I still love to this day, and its sequel, The Blues Brothers 2000, which I've only seen twice. The original film is what I call the greatest film about nothing. It doesn't really have much of a plot, and what plot there is secondary to the action sequences and the cameos from various music stars, including James Brown, Aretha Franklin, and John Lee Hooker. Oh, there's Ray Charles in there as well, in probably my favourite scene of the film. So if you like your blues music and you like a good laugh and you just want to sit back and enjoy a film, I can really, really recommend the first one. I can't say much about the second one other than sadly John Belushi had died by the time, long before it was made actually, and Dan Aykroyd's character teams up with a character played by John Goodman. Aretha Franklin is in the second one as well, making another cameo, and from what I remember, it was a good film, so I'll give it a rewatch and try and remember to let you know what I think about it. There, that's that one. And next we have the Cheese Fest, that is Creepshow. Creepshow is one of my favourite efforts by George Romero. It's funny, it's creepy. The animated Creeper is an absolute legend, I think. The First Story Father's Day is a great big hunking smack of cheese, and it makes me chuckle every time I watch it. It's just so funny. There's other segments, including one about a guy called Geordie Verrill who touches an asteroid and it doesn't go very well. He's not the smartest brain in the world, and he has a bit of unfortunate fate, but I won't say what. And there is a story with Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen, which I can't say anything really about without spoiling it, so I'll save it. And the next story is called The Crate, which involves an animal called Fluffy that someone keeps in a crate, funnily enough. But again, I don't want to say too much because it's spoil it. And the last story, I can't remember the name of the story, but it's the only story that I have to skip. It's got cockroaches in it, and cockroaches are one of the few animals I cannot tolerate. I cannot, just no. So if you've got a fear of bugs or specifically cockroaches, avoid the last story at all costs. That's that one. Oops. Couple more cult classics here. Gremlins, which I think everybody's seen, but I won't spoil it for those who haven't, because there will be someone out there who hasn't seen it. All I can say is the basic plot is a man gets a pet mogwai for his son Billy, and everything that you're not supposed to do to a mogwai gets done, and havoc wreaks, and it's a really good, funny film. Mrs. Deagle is just horrible, but something funny happens to her, but again, I won't say what. Gremlins 2, the new batch, I've only seen once, because it had Christopher Lee in it, and I thought, Gremlins and Christopher Lee, great, so I watched it. And it's not bad, it's okay, but there is a creature in the film that give me the creeps really, really badly. So I tend not to watch that one, or if I did watch it again, I think I'd skip that bit. It's only a mild spoiler, so I'll say there is a gremlin spider hybrid at one point, and it's creepy as anything. Don't particularly have arachnophobia, but that combo is just, yeah, let's not go there. So that's Gremlins 1 and 2. Just move those over. Oh, Godzilla and the Astro Monster up next. Now, I had never seen this in full until I bought this on VHS. And the reason I bought it was because of another YouTuber called Brandon Tenold, who is a very funny Canadian guy who just does these brilliantly funny reviews. And there is a bit in this where Godzilla himself does a happy dance, and that was the sole reason for me buying it. I couldn't resist having the film where Godzilla did a happy dance. So yeah, it's worth buying just for that for me. But it's an okay film. It's a bit of fun. And if you like your kaiju films silly, then I can highly recommend this one. And then last of all, oh no, not last of all, penultimate, we have Tom and Jerry in the Magic Ring. Oh, don't be rude, Alison. This was given to me by my big brother, who no longer has a VHS player, and I thought I'd give it a whirl, and it's good fun. If you like Tom and Jerry, I can pretty much guarantee that you will enjoy this. It's very silly, full of the usual slapstick. So yeah, if you get the chance to watch it and you like Tom and Jerry, watch it. It's great, I think. And last on this pile, we have comedy classic The Naked Gun. I love a spoof when it's done well, and this is done well. The only thing that's a little bit weird about watching it is the fact that it's got O.J. Simpson in. I thought I'd better mention that in case people aren't comfortable with watching a film with him in, which I appreciate could happen. But overall, it's just a great funny film, lots of slapstick, lots of puerile piss, fat and poo jokes. The opening sequence and the opening credits are just magical, in my opinion. So funny, just completely taking the pee out of all the films where Americans are like, we're the heroes, we're the greatest, and all this lot. And the opening sequence before the credits roll reflects that. And the opening credits themselves are ridiculous. They're just as funny as the main body of the film, and I often watch them on YouTube if I need a laugh. So that's the first part of my small box VHS collection. Hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye.